How to talk about yourself in 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, hey there, marketing habits mastery folks. I'm Martin Misenhimer in Providence, Rhode Island. And to start with, I thought I'd begin with a little story. So I was reminded of this the other day when I was talking with one of my beta testers for my accountability call. And we were talking about follow through. We got on that subject. You see, most of the people that I talk to, they have big goals. But then the thing is, I'll ask them, how long have you had that big goal? And turns out, almost all the time, it's been a long time. They've had these big goals for a long time, sometimes years. And then the next thing I'll say to them is, well, that means that you're going to need to do something different this time. Now, how do I know that? Well, it's pretty simple, because if that weren't true, they'd already be there, wherever there is for them. So what I stress to people is, if we want to change, if we want to create habits that move us toward our goals, then we're going to have to first start by changing how we see ourselves, how we think about ourselves, self-identification. And listen, I don't know if you've ever gone through this, but if you've ever struggled with changing something, some behavior, maybe it's around losing weight or stopping smoking or becoming fitter, and it could be you get into this kind of weird mindset where you get all motivated, something strikes you and it pumps you up, and you say, okay, I want to make a change. So you get pumped up, you set these big goals, you're all fired up, and then maybe you get started and then you stop. And then you start again and you stop. And you go through this repetitive process, and sure enough, what ends up happening is we're failing, we know we're failing, and then we start beating ourselves up. So people get stuck this way. And it can happen in any part of your life. It could be you're not getting any closer to what you really want in your business. You get stuck in your finances, in your relationships. And stuck just sucks. Let's face it. And people get stuck by being who they are, who they've already or always been. And so what I try to help people with is, what they really need to do is to become someone else. They need to become the kind of person that would be eating an apple instead of a bag of chips, getting off the couch and going to the gym, whatever that goal is. So I help people focus on creating good habits that stick, and help them realize that traditional goal setting is probably failing for them. It's probably just not enough. There's some people who it works real well for. They're wired a little different, a little wacky. It's not me. It's probably not you either, because I know like 80% of us are not that way. So I help people with the big goals that seem to be elusive. And it starts with habits. So I help them to realize that in order to make the big goals, need to start with behaviors that are going to change how they see themselves. That's the lasting change they're looking for. So self-identity is key. How we see ourselves has a bigger impact on changing than anything else. And helping people to learn this insight puts them in a much better position to actually get the results that they're looking for, creating some habits that stick. So I offer people 3 simple tips to help change anything. Number 1, make it easy. Number 2, keep it small. Start with small little increments that reinforce the behavior. Help people to realize that each time they write a page, they're a writer. Each time they practice a violin, they're a musician. Each time they start a workout, they're an athlete. And every time they eat an apple instead of a bag of chips, they're healthy. So make it easy, start small. And then last thing, which is so critical, is accountability. And that's where I really come in. I help people who are serious about changing their daily actions in order to change their identity, how they see themselves, and create those habits that are going to stick. So that's my background. That's what I do. And next question, so why am I here? What is it that I hope to get out of Marketing Habits Mastery Group? It's quite simple, really. I'm a newbie at what I'm doing in my business. I'm just getting started. I thought rather than going into all my background, which is a long story, there's really not a good Reader's Digest version of that. This is what I'm working on. This is where I'm at. And in reality, I feel like an infant at it. So what I'm looking for is, how can I do better? How can I up my skills? How can I become a better coach? How can I become a better marketer? How do I generate more curiosity online with what I'm putting out there? What's the best go-to-market strategy for who I am and what I'm trying to accomplish? And how do I structure my product package? And what about pricing? What do I do there? So all of these things. And at the same time, I'm hoping I can really gain some insights from people who have more experience than me, who've created results, and who are open to sharing. Helpers, people that are helpful by nature. That said, what I really hope to be able to do is bring value myself, not just be a taker. So where I see that coming, by offering encouragement to others in the group and help them to create more consistency in their daily actions, what they need to be doing on a regular basis, and to encourage them to just keep going. So I like to help people figure out what is their one thing that would move them in their direction of their goals if they just were consistent with it. What's that one thing that would make their success inevitable? So those are kind of the areas that I'd like to help people with. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope it was useful and you got a sense for who I am. Until we meet, I'm looking forward to learning more about you. So I'm going to dive into the videos that you're sending. And I hope to see you very soon. In the meantime, I'll be rooting for your success.